Welcome back. My final tipping point tonight, Democrats aren't telling us the truth about Obamacare. There's a sneaky part of Obamacare nobody will tell you about, so I will. You know that 20 million number Democrats toss around? 20 million Americans have gotten health insurance coverage because of Obamacare. 20 million Americans will lose their health care if we repeal Obamacare. Some of those 20 million people will die if we repeal Obamacare. That number, 20 million, it's like Democrats' magic bullet. Well, it's a lie. Let me show you. Obamacare wasn't fully implemented until 2015. It was a rollout process. You remember, botched up website, mandates not taking effect for a few years. It wasn't fully implemented until 2015. Since then, about 14 million people have gained health insurance coverage. Not 20 million, 14 million. Of that 14 million, 11.8 million people the Democrats are counting were funneled into Medicaid. That's 84% of all the people who've gained coverage under Obamacare. A bit misleading, right? Well, it gets worse. 11.8 million people funneled to Medicaid under Obamacare. Between 2 million and 7 million of those people would have qualified for Medicaid before Obamacare. Now bear with me on this math. 14 million people who've been covered since 2015 under Obamacare, minus the 11.8 million people who were just shoved onto Medicaid, that's 2.2 million people who've used Obamacare for coverage, and Democrats are bragging about this. I kid you not. Even though 2.2 million is fewer than the number of people who lost their health insurance coverage because of Obamacare telling us it wasn't good enough coverage, yeah, shady accounting, sneaky Democrats. They won't tell us the truth. And what's more, these liberal politicians knew this would happen. It's how Obamacare was designed, actually, to funnel people to Medicaid. What about the fact that Medicaid has worse outcomes than privately or even non-insured patients? Democrats didn't care about that. What about the fact that Medicaid patients are more likely to die or suffer complications than privately insured patients? Democrats didn't care about that. And that study was released in 2007, so Democrats knew the truth before they passed Obamacare. They just lied to us. What about the fact that more doctors than ever are refusing to accept Medicaid patients? Democrats didn't care about that. What about the fact that 500,000 disabled Americans are suffering longer wait times because so many able-bodied people are first in the Medicaid lines? Democrats don't care about that. The 79 people with developmental disabilities in Arkansas who died on the Medicaid waiting list since Obamacare put the program on steroids, we don't hear about them. Democrats don't talk about any of that. All they care about is their magic number, 20 million, they say. 20 million covered. We did it, they say. Well, too bad it's all just one big fat lie. And that's my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us live here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.